Hi again, YouTubers. So this is an overview with some demos in it of a product line called Glo Minerals. Now, I originally purchased two items and I bought them through Anastasia here on YouTube. She has a online shop as well for the company she works for that sells products. And then I was also contacted by Glo Minerals because I enjoyed the products I had so much, and they said they'd like to send me a few more products. If you watch my Face of the Month videos, you will see that I honestly love these products. I use them consistently since I had them, and they're really surprisingly good and yet not ridiculously priced. So I'm going to go through each item, and this is, as I said, I will do an overview and kind of tell you a little bit about each product. A lot of you really liked this when I did this for the tart, so I decided to do it for this line since I had a few things. And then I'm also going to insert a clip of a demo of how I apply each item. The first thing I'm going to start with is the Luxe Liquid Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Anti-Aging Diamond Power Technology. So this is what it looks like. It is a really nice glass bottle. It comes with a good pump. It pumps very easily. It, you know, has a little bit of leakage, but that's fairly normal for any pump product. I believe it is 1 ounce. It is 1 full ounce. It retails for $34.29. Now, I am going to mention too, one thing that I will say is about the products overall is pricing is a little difficult. And actually, let me touch base on that at the end. I'll go through each product and then I'll kind of explain to you what my thoughts are on that. I'll tell you the prices of each product, but at the end I'll explain my thoughts on how I have to get their pricing. So this foundation itself is a very nice foundation. As you'll see, I will insert a clip here. I did use 3 pumps when I went to put this on. I will say that I probably only need 2, bordering on 2.5. I should probably only pump 2 and then add a little bit extra if I need to. I do blend it down my neck a little bit. I do have 2 different colors. The color I have in this one that I'm using today is Natural. I also have the color Bisque, I believe it is. It is definitely going to be a summer color for me. Now the foundation itself goes on flawlessly. My favorite way to apply it is with a beauty blender, and this is what I used today, and this is the one I used. It just seems to really give you a buildable finish, meaning you can apply it and then you can work it in, and then you go back to areas where you might have more discoloration or problem areas that you really want to cover up a little bit more, and you can just kind of stipple it in, and with that it gives a really, really nice coverage. Now it is a medium buildable up to a full coverage foundation. It's not going to be like a Studio Fix or a Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus, but it definitely has a really, really, really good staying power and coverage to it. I would say another thing that it might be more similar to as far as coverage-wise are things like the Guerlain Lingerie Depot and the Guerlain Perfection and the Guerlain July Tint. Those 3 for me have a really, really nice coverage, but it's not like crazy and matte. It just has a very nice, healthy glow and finish, which is what this foundation does as well. As you see on my face, I am wearing this. I'm wearing all of the products we're talking about here, and it's exactly as you saw them because I just finished getting ready. I find that this foundation does not settle into fine lines. It has a satin finish because it's not a glowy finish, but it's not a matte finish. It's right in the middle there with a satin finish, and also depending on what you set it with will determine how much of the glow shows through as well. I use a setting powder that they have as well to set this, and I'll get into that in a minute, but I think that it is a really nice line of foundation that rivals some really expensive ones, considering this is only $35 rounding up. It rivals some of my $75 foundations. I got it right around the same time as the By Terry, and it definitely gives it a run for its money. It's very similar in that it almost has that serum type of feel as it applies to your skin, but it gives you the amazing coverage of a true foundation, but then leaves your skin still looking healthy. You know, you don't want your skin to be completely matte. You want a little bit of that healthy glow to it, but you don't want to look like an oil slick, and I feel like this foundation does that very well. They also have a decent color range. I think there was 8 or 10 colors. Sorry, I don't remember now. But with that being said too, is I find the staying power to be very nice on this. I put it on in the morning and it lasts me throughout the day. I will say usually around the 6 hour, maybe 8 hour mark, I do feel the need to powder again. That is fairly common with me with foundations anyway. If I use a setting spray, I can extend that a little bit closer to the 8 hours. If I don't use a setting spray, I would say it's closer to your 6 hour mark before I need to powder. So that is the foundation. The next thing, I kind of go a little bit out of order anymore of how I apply things. And this month in my face of the month, I'll show you a little bit more of how I'm doing that. I've been doing my foundation because I have to even my skin out before I start my eyes, and then I do my eyes. And this is the Glo Minerals Metallic Smoky Eye Kit. And this is what the kit looks like. The packaging is very nice. It's a smooth black. It's not a matte black. These colors are just absolutely gorgeous. I used all of them except for this one today. So you have your lightest color here, which I actually used on the lid. This is the second lightest, which is actually a very, you can see the differences there, a very nice, almost has a slight taupe undertone to it. This one has a little bit more of your golden bronzy undertone to it. And then the darker shade that I used on the outer corner, but it's not so dark that it's unusable. It gives a very nice, natural, easy to use look. Sorry, I should have had a towel out. I will insert a clip here of how I use these. I have done a face of the month video with Brianna Stanko as well, and she did a look using this. I'll try and put the link below for that video where I used this. I do have a face of the month. I think that I used the Glo Minerals Luxe foundation, but this specific eye look, I think I did, I don't even know if I did it similar or if it's different because I just grab it and kind of change it each time as I use it. I pretty much did the more peach toned color here on the crease with the Sephora Pro number 19. And then I took the light color there with a Sephora Pro number 14 brush. Just on my lid. I went back in with that same tapered brush. I didn't put any more product in, but I blended it. Then I went into the darker color with a Laura Mercier crease brush. Blended it back out again with the Sephora Pro 19. And then I used, not the darker shade, I actually used the more peach tone one with a Sephora Pro shader number 18 brush right here. And I smudged a little bit under my eyes. That is probably my quickest, easiest go-to look for them, but I've also done darker, smokier eyes. Both of these two colors here are phenomenal all over the lid and up into the crease as a one color, like quick one and done type of look. It looks really, really great. The pigmentation that's on these is amazing. It is super smooth, really blendable, not chalky at all. They are not matte. They all do have a sheen to them. I wish there was one with a matte, but I get it. But the sheen in these are not glitter. It is a sheen. It is something that is very workable and very nice for daytime. A lot of times when people see one with a lot of sheen or something to it, they tend to think more along the lines of a nighttime look. This one is actually very beautiful for during the day. The eye palette itself is $37, which I think, again, is fairly reasonable priced. I think there are cheaper ones out there, but there are more expensive ones out there that are not as good as this. This is a great, great palette. If you are a neutral kind of girl or a neutral smoky person, this is a really great one. They also have one that's just called the Smoky Eye Kit that is more gray toned as well. The next thing I went in and did, now keep in mind with that, I had already done my brows before I did that. And I do use the Urban Decay Primer Potion under that, and it works great. Any eye primer would work, or no eye primer would work. I've done it without it too. The next product that I used is the Matte Finishing Powder. Again, same black, pretty packaging. The powder itself is quite deceiving. It looks as if it is very, very light. If you see my skin behind this, it looks very deceiving. It looks as if that would be very light and not work well on my skin. The yellow undertone actually works. I'm just going on my pants. It looks very, very good. and kind of evens out any redness to my skin. The powder is very light, very creamy feeling. It is, I will insert the clip here of just how I applied that, and I used the IT Cosmetics 225 complexion powder brush, and I just simply tap it on. And I think that that works the best. I believe it came with a puff, but I'm not sure. I don't use those, any company that comes with them. I just don't use them. I use brushes. But this powder does a really, really nice job of keeping you matte in conjunction with that foundation. As I said, I find that you can wear this for a good 6-8 hours. I also find that this is a phenomenal product to carry in your purse for touch-ups. Because it is a matte powder, it kind of soaks in all those oils. Something about the items in here that really just kind of absorb into the skin and kind of help reduce that shine. Really, really great product. This one is $42.20. Now, that sounds high if your foundation is only $34. It is. But powder, you can use this as your foundation and as your setting powder, but you can also use it as your setting powder, and you can also use it as your touch-up powder. If you layer this on, it does not get cakey, which is really nice. It does have other colors as well. The next thing that I went on to was the bronzer. I tend to now do my bronzer, blush, concealer, all those things last, whereas I used to do my whole face and then go back to that. Same packaging, as you can tell, it is well loved and well used. It is in the color Sunlight. I think they have 3 colors in this. It has a beautiful reddish, slight reddish undertone to it, which I personally feel as if makes it look more natural on my skin tone. That red underneath just really kind of gives you more of that I've just been out in the sun, sun-kissed, healthy, red, you know, flushed undertone underneath of it. This is just such a great bronzer, so easy to apply. I used a Tom Ford, the bronze brush, I think, just a bronzer brush. I did use that brush. It's very easy. Again, another amazingly soft, creamy product, but in a powder that just applies beautifully. It is not powdery, it is not cakey, it does not have fallout, it just is really, really nice. I would say if you like NARS Laguna, this is what I wish NARS Laguna was. NARS Laguna on me turns a little bit too orange. This has a little bit more of a reddish undertone to it. It does have a very, very, very slight sheen to it. As you guys know, I'm more of a matte bronzer person, but this, you don't see it. It is similar to that NARS Laguna where you are just seeing the shimmer, if you see it, or the sheen to it. In the product and in the pan, you don't actually, it doesn't transfer to the face. When you apply these onto the face, it just gives you a healthy glow. It doesn't give you an oil slick type of look. This is $41. I think that's typical to most bronzers. It is 0.35 ounces. The powder, by the way, is 0.26. I just saw something really cool about these. I didn't know this. This is so cool. So underneath here on the back, there's a little spot, like a pinhole, that you can push through, and you can take these out then and put them like in Z palettes and things like that if you want to. I had no idea. That is so cool. I'm so excited about that. I might try and do that and come back and show you at the very end. We'll see if I can try it. See how easy it is. $41 I think is fair. I need to find a pin. Maybe I won't do that because I don't know where I have any pins right now. I have a bobby pin, but no pins. All right, so I might not be able to do that. But that is awesome. I'm excited about that because that's fun when you're traveling. You can just toss them in there. So $41 I think is comparable to most bronzers. I think that the creaminess and the pigmentation of this just is phenomenal and far surpasses NARS Laguna for me. Last thing, which is probably my favorite item from them. Absolutely love it. I need to do a little bit more research, and I'll tell you that in a second on one part of it. Glo Minerals, I don't know why I'm saying the name, Concealer Under Eye in the color Natural. This is the one I have here. And as you can see, I obviously use one side much more than the other. And what I have to research is, can I just buy one side? Okay, so this one is the lighter side, and this one, wait, I can't do it. This, look, that one's the lighter side, and the one over here, there we go, is the darker side. It's flip-flopped on this. But these concealers are just bar none. They are what I wanted the Clé de Peau concealer stick to be. Now, I do use that every once in a while, and I am trying to use it up, and this is ridiculously expensive. It's like $70 some, I think, for a concealer. You don't need a lot of it. You don't need a lot of this. I will insert a clip here of how I use it. I simply use a Bare Minerals, sorry, it moved around, maximum coverage concealer brush, and then also my beauty blender, the tiny little mini one. This stuff is so pigmented, so soft, so creamy, so great at concealing, and yet it doesn't settle into fine lines. Yes, I do think that this makes a big difference in how things settle into fine lines. But before I had that, I was using this and loving it without that, and it didn't settle into fine lines. It just does, excuse me, such a great job of giving you that under eye brightness that you really want without looking heavy and cakey and weighed down. It is very, very, very creamy. I'm sorry. Very, very, very creamy. So easy to blend and so easy to work with. And it also sets amazingly. You can set it with that same matte powder. You can use something else if you want to. It just really... I also have used this on a few spots on my face. I've got that weird tickle today. It's this weather going back and forth. I have used this to spot conceal. It does do a great job for that as well. You need like the tiniest bit. Like I have no idea what this brush is. This was an old brush. Tiny, tiny little brush. I barely touch it in there, and I just touch it on the spot, and you hardly need any. Dab it on and kind of like blend it out. Probably one of the best concealers I have used or tried. I really, really do love it. Hard side. Pricing on this, $24 to $32. I had a really hard time finding pricing. This is a good segue into the next part. I had a really hard time finding US dollar pricing for this one. They did, Glo Minerals did provide me with their direct site. Their direct site is not in US dollars. So then they provided me with a website that at the top right, I'll put theirs and this other one below. The top right, you can choose what type of what type of currency you use. So you can get US dollars, but they don't carry the concealer. So then I found it at Dermstore, drugstore? I don't know. I found it somewhere else. I kind of Googled around, so I couldn't find a set price on this. Like the prices were all over the place on this one. So that is the hard part. That is one major problem I have with this line is places you find that carry it only carry parts of it. Like the website they gave me with the US dollars, it was great, but they didn't carry everything. Brianna's website, it's great, but I don't think they carry everything. I didn't check. I probably should have checked hers for all of them. I'll put her website link below as well. So the pricing part is really, for me here in the US, difficult to find it. And if I find it, I want to find everything together. I don't want to buy the foundation at this site and the powder at this site and the eyeshadow at this site. I want them all together. And I find that to be difficult with this line. That is the only downside, I will say, of this line that I have found. The products are just... they're really standout products, I'll be honest. So I thought this was a really great idea. Thank you guys for asking me to do a little bit more of these. It's difficult sometimes to remember what lines I have multiple products from and how to use them all in together because I just pick and choose as I need things. So I will post all the links for the things below. Right after this, I'm also going to do, people have been asking me to now list what I'm wearing on my face. So let's start on with what I'm wearing. You guys already saw the Glo Minerals Luxe Foundation. Under that, I had the Pixi Peach Concealer, Guerlain Meteorites Primer. The eyes were Urban Decay Primer Potion, Anastasia Brow Wiz, and the Duality. the Glo Minerals eyeshadow palette that you saw, the Glo Minerals matte powder on my face, the Glo Minerals Sunlight bronzer. Blush was Hourglass Dim Infusion. Under eyes, Glo Minerals under eyes with the Besami powder to set. Marc Jacobs Highliner on my waterline only. Benefit Roller Lash on the mascara. That's everything for that. On my lips was MAC Boldly Bare and the Lancome Rouge in Love lipstick in the color. They have all these numbers. 230M, which is on my lips right here. Sweater is one from J. Crew that I love, that I've had for years. It has the zippers that you can, this is so cool. It zips and unzips and it does the same thing down at the bottom. Necklace is Stella and Dot. I forget the name of this one. I love it. It's nice and long and it goes well because it has gold, silver, and like rose golds through it. And some rhinestones. So that is everything. Hair is just straight today. I just blew it dry. Nothing crazy about that. I've been also mentioning what I use on my hair. So that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day. Bye.